After a two-game split in Las Vegas, the Tigers open up with a 9-game homestand tonight against last year's tournament Cinderella Stephen F. Austin. Coming from humble beginnings in this neighborhood across from the Lester School in Memphis, football was the ticket to success for Claude Humphrey.
To say the Memphis Tigers' next 7 games are must-wins is an understatement.
It's the 25th anniversary Southern Heritage Classic, a time which brings together family, friends, food, and of course, football.
Best of 5 playoff series can go by quickly if you don't get off to a good start. For native Memphian and now Hall of Famer Claude Humphrey, it's all laughs in this local barbershop, but things weren't always this enjoyable.
Coming from humble beginnings in this neighborhood across from the Lester School in Memphis, football was the ticket to success for Claude Humphrey.
Congratulations, you're a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And boy, I tell you what, I damn near dropped the phone.
Drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in the first round of the 1968 NFL Draft, Claude Humphrey was a dominating force in the NFL for more than 13 seasons, playing in almost 200 games with the Atlanta Falcons and Philadelphia Eagles, helping the Eagles to their first Super Bowl appearance in 1981.
I've waited almost 30 years to get to this podium, so don't rush me, guys. I'm going to be here for a minute.
With his daughter at his side, and the love and support of the rest of his family, that hot August night in Ohio will be one that Humphrey will never forget. Having lost his wife and soulmate Sandra just last year, induction day was even more emotional for Humphrey.
Man, I tell you what, I met her when I was a junior in high school. She walked up to me and she says, "I want to introduce myself to you," and she did that. And from then on, I've had Sandra in my life.
Humphrey learned that with patience and hard work, anything is possible, even a trip to Canton as a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Matthew Schwartz, WMC Action News 5. Lights, camera, action. The stage is set for one of Memphis' signature attractions.
Good time, good fun, and a lot of energy.
It's the 25th annual Southern Heritage Classic, a time which brings together family, friends, food, and of course, football.
Bringing together backyard grillers, children, families, college recruiters, students, and even big-name entertainers. The Southern Heritage Classic has pulled out all the stops for its silver anniversary. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention the big game? Once again, this year's matchup features a pair of Tigers from Jackson State and Tennessee State. And who could forget about the band and tailgaters? But of course, none of this would be possible without the vision and leadership of Fred Jones, founder of the Southern Heritage Classic, who knew the town was looking for a landmark event.
He said, "Fred, if you pull this off, you're going to have the biggest event in this town."
While some doubted whether Jones could pull it off, many signs suggested the Classic is making a big impact on local businesses, including Cozy Corner and owner Desiree Grandma Robinson.
A lot of people come in, I mean a lot of people from all over the country.
For Jones, Robinson, and everyone else involved in the Southern Heritage Classic, they hope to keep the ball rolling into the end zone for another 25 years. Matthew Schwartz, WMC Action News 5. And it's called Hoop City for a reason. There's the same unbridled passion for basketball in Memphis as there is for the Blues or barbecue, and it showed in Murfreesboro at the state championships today. We start off in Class A, where Mitchell looks for its second straight Class A state title. Early on, Jeremiah Martin showing why he's a Mr. Basketball Finals with a backdoor cut there for 2. And just a couple plays later, Martin with the nice pull-up jumper as we see here in transition. Mitchell would absolutely cruise in this one. Martin finishing with 19 points. He wins the tournament MVP, joining his teammate Naba Eccles, last year's tournament MVP, and also his other teammate Colin Phillips on the all-tournament team. Since going to Class A 2 years ago, Mitchell has yet to lose a game in that class. And what a day for Mr. Martin. The Mitchell High Tiger wins Class A Mr. Basketball along with that state title and MVP. Martin averaging 20 points, 5 boards, and 5 assists this season. Martin will take his talents next year to Louisiana Tech. And in Class AA, Haywood, who upset number 1 CPA last night, taking on Fulton in this title game. Jordan Varnado, younger brother of Jarvis, wreaking havoc early in this one with a huge monster dunk there. And then on defense with a nasty swat saying, "No, not in my house." Varnado with the block there. Another monster block here from Varnado. He had 19 points and 16 rebounds. He helps lead the Tomcats to win the Class AA state title 47-33. And earlier today in Class AAA, Hamilton High picks up their first state title since '06 as Jordan Cummings hits this huge shot for a game winner. The scramble, the Wildcats up for good. KJ Lawson was named tournament MVP, and after putting up 29 points in the semis and 17 in this final. His brother Diedrich was honored as a Class AAA Mr. Basketball. He had 20 and 11 in this title game. Both the Lawson brothers will play right here in their own hometown next year at the University of Memphis. And the old saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? But for the Memphis Grizzlies, how they finish this season is completely dependent on how they start. The first 5 for the Grizz have been getting outscored by about 7 points per game this month. Memphis looks for a fix against who else? The team that gave them their first loss this season, Milwaukee Bucks. And as we see Grizz hosting the Bucks today at FedEx Forum right outside the Beale Street Parade. Speaking of Green, Jeff Green gets a starter here with a nice finger roll. Start off the Grizz 2-0. He had 15 for the night. The Bucks would go on a run, punctuated by this baseline dunk, man, nasty, by Giannis Antetokounmpo. And spelling lesson for the night for you guys, Antetokounmpo, A-N-T-E-T-O-K-O-U-N-P-O. That's right, Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. He led the Bucks with 19. And Mr. Tony Allen would check in after the dunk, and the Grizzlies' fortunes would turn. T.A. gets a nice pass there from Nick Calathis, and he goes in for the dunk. T.A. would read this and dunk yet again, and he spells out first team, F-I-R-S-T-T-E-A-M, first team for Mr. Allen. And in third quarter, we see the offense really rolling for the Grizzlies. A nice pass there from Zebo inside to Marcus Saul. And then we see Courtney Lee getting in on the action. He hits a 3 there. He would lead the Grizz with 17. Mr. Zach Randolph, he would add 15. Grizzlies win 96-83, and Dave Yeager now in second place for most wins by a head coach in franchise history. To the college game. Arkansas advances to their first SEC title game under coach Mike Anderson. The Razorbacks locked down Georgia defensively, winning 60-49. Michael Qualls led the Razorbacks with 15 points. SEC Player of the Year Bobby Portis added just 4 points with 12 rebounds and terrific interior defense. Razorbacks will play #1 undefeated Kentucky in the SEC title game on Sunday. And that's it for sports. We'll be right back.